Morning folks, a gorgeous morning here in Sweden, but chilly. I woke up, I don't know what time it was, very early before it was light, and I was quite cold, so I had to adjust myself a little bit in my hammock and wriggle down in my sleeping bag a bit, and then I was okay, got back to sleep. But absolutely lovely now. The sun's come up. Sun rises early, about 5:30 here. It's about 6:30 now. So I've got up and I've made a cup of coffee, which is going down a treat. Andy's still in bed, so I've just walked around to the other side of the little peninsula that we're camped on, just so I don't disturb him, don't wake him up. Let him have a bit of a lie in. Obviously we paddled further than we intended to yesterday, so we've got a shorter paddling day today, which is a good thing. We'll have a little bit more time. I'd hoped to do a bit of fishing yesterday, but just didn't have time. We ran out of time. We got here at, I don't know, probably 5, 6 o'clock, I suppose. And by the time we'd set up and cooked and everything, there wasn't very much light left. So hopefully I might be able to do a little bit of fishing later on. We'll see how it goes. Like I said yesterday, I'm definitely no fisherman. I've not had very much success ever. But I thought, while I'm here and there's all this water around, and I know these lakes are all full of fish, I'll have a little go. We're going to have some breakfast once Andy gets up, but while he's having a lie in, I thought I'd just show you on the map where we are. So this is the Rogen area, and this is Scandinavia where we started, just up here. And there's a long track. It is literally just a 20-kilometre gravel track to get to this place. So we started off crossing Scandinavia Lake there in a westerly direction, to this little bridge and portage there. That's that really little short one. And then we came into that tiny little lake, and then there was that other portage just here, and then we got into the slightly deeper lake, which we went up and around the top of, and then over here somewhere, where was it? Here. That's where we crossed over. That's where that long portage was. There may be other portages. Oh, it might have been here actually. No, it was here, sorry. There may be other ways to cross, but that's the way we chose. It was a bit brutal. It was, it was rocky and it was hilly, but it was okay. It was manageable. And then we came into this bigger lake here, which I think is called Kalsjon. Up, so went through that little squeeze there, and then we came down, and that's where the hut was that we were planning on staying in last night. We were going to dump all our bags off there and then go and explore this area and then come back to it to spend the night there, but obviously that wasn't to be. So we carried on up here, and then we did a little explore up this one here, and then we came back down. We're just kind of looking for places to stop. Then we came up behind that island there, and then we're just up at that point there. That little peninsula is where we're camped at the moment. So our plan today is just to get to this hut just here. So again, we're going to have to pick our way through. There's going to be a portage here, I should think, another one here, and then we're going to work our way up here and find a portage across, up over the top here, and then down, and then there's quite a long portage, quite a rough portage apparently, to get down to that hut. So that is our plan for today. That'll keep the scurvy at bay. Well, we're finally back out on the water. We had a nice breakfast of bacon and eggs in a polar bread sandwich, which was very nice, and an orange juice, which was lovely. Really refreshing. And yeah, we're all packed up and we're back out on the water. We've just hooked around a headland and we're heading in a southerly direction again. We've got to go down to the end of this lake here, and I think there'll be a short portage at the bottom, a little bit like the shorter ones we did yesterday, the first two. Well, that was our first portage of the day, just a little short one, but there was a platform to get out and to get back in again, which was nice. And we're on a very small lake, and we're actually coming up to our next portage. Just a very short little, I don't know, a couple of 100 meters, I suppose. Maybe 300 or 400 meter little lake here. This has ended up being a much longer portage than the one we did yesterday, as it skirted around this small lake. So we've done it in 3 runs, 3 trips, which I know you end up walking further, but carrying the canoes and our big heavy packs as well, it's just a killer. So 3 trips and then back in the water. Fingers crossed there shouldn't be much more in the way of carrying until we're nearly there where we're going to camp tonight. Lunch. I'm starving actually. Yeah. We've got some moose sausage here, like a preserved sausage, which we had the other evening with Peter when he dropped us off at our starting point. Oh no, we've got odd number here. Have to be 2.5. And as we discovered, they've got quite a tough skin on them, so I'm going to give them a little slice like this because it makes it easier to peel them. And they're really, really tasty. Can't get it out. Oh.
Tricky one-handed.
Yeah.
Animals have eaten there.
Yeah. And this should be our last portage of the day. This will take us into Lake Rogen, which is massive. Well, we got to the end of the last bit of paddling for the day, and to that long portage down to Lake Rogen. And would you believe it? There were people there at the hut. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, it's a popular area. It's a beautiful area. You know, we're not the only people who want to come here and spend time here. You know, yeah, but it means we've missed out on the hut again. What we're going to do is camp up here by the lake that we arrived on, or this small sort of pond that's behind me there. There has been a camp down at the other end there, and there's a fire pit. We're running low on methylated spirits, or on fuel, alcohol. So we're going to use our twig stoves. We've just had a talk about it, and I think that, you know, if we're careful, which we will be, and we put the twig stoves in the fire pit and just burn twigs that we can pick up, and we can conserve our fuel and cook on twigs. So that's what we're going to do. It's contained. It's a stove. You know, it's a contained fire. So I think that should be okay. And that's what we've decided to do. I'm just having a look for a place to set up my hammock where I've got a nice view for the morning. There's quite a few trees around. I'm sure I'll find something. Andy's going to set up over near where the fire pit and the canoes are. He's found a good spot over there where he can get his strung up. So all good. Oh, that's better. Well, we're all set up. We're just going to sit here and relax for a little bit. We've had a fair push today and yesterday. So yeah, we're just going to treat ourselves to a little bit of R&R before cooking some dinner a bit later on. Andy's cooking tonight. I think we're having pasta with tomato sauce and chorizo sausage, which would be nice. Yeah, good and filling. I've put some insect repellent on because this lake pond that we're camped by just looks to me like a haven for biting insects, and it's quite boggy around this area. So yeah, I'm not taking any chances. I did get bitten once last night, quite a nasty bite. And I don't want to get bitten again, so yeah, I'm absolutely covered in the stuff, which is good. And I've put some dry socks on. I meant to change my socks last night when we got to camp, and I completely forgot, and I ended up wearing them all evening, sleeping in them, and then wearing them again today. And they're those waterproof socks, you know, so they were really manky when I took them off, but absolute bliss to have clean, dry socks on. I brought them with me to wear for the evenings, you know, and just completely forgot last night, but that's good. I twisted my ankle earlier on today on one of those portages when I was carrying my big heavy dry bag. My ankle just rolled, so it's a bit tender. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. And yeah, everywhere you walk here, it's uneven. There's nowhere is flat. It's just boulders and rocks, and yeah, your foot's constantly twisting and turning. And because we've only got you know, neoprene boots for during the day and Crocs for in camp, it's not really ideal footwear for this environment here. You know, we would have been much better off with boots. And in hindsight, I probably should have, yeah, just brought them. I could have worn them on the plane to save the weight. You know, I only brought Crocs because they were light, but I could have just worn them, couldn't I? Oh well, you live and you learn.
Let me guess, you caught a stick all back. Should have seen the one that got away.
It was this big.
Star of the show here, our tree sewn.
It might have been
I think that was a draw.
even Stevens there. Good old twig stoves. Saved the day, haven't they?
Yeah.
Some big pan on there. Right, we've got the oil on for Andy's chorizo and onion delight, and got some water on for pasta. And I know there's going to be people complaining about putting the pasta in cold water, the diehards amongst you, but
Different when you're camping.
exactly, and it still works.
Yeah, give it a mix. Some oils in here as well. Yeah. Bloody hell. We can go back for seconds.
Yep.
There you go, sir.
Oh, thank you. Big wave.
Oh, I love this beer.
You've had it before?
Yeah.
Who's this by?
Canoe.
Kona Brewing Company. Are they?
I really like this. That's well cool.
Are they Swedish?
I don't know.
Ah, glasses on.
No, American.
Oh, of course, they're Hawaii. Kona, yeah.
Cheers.
Chin chin.
That's good.
That's nice, fruity.
How does it go with this?
Beer goes with anything well. We've got double spice going on here. Arrabbiata sauce and chorizo.
And all them oils. Feel the heat.
Yeah. Definitely better than a nothing trench, isn't it? Yeah, trench is okay for cooking on, but don't really give you very much heat, do they?
If any.
Well, folks, we're shortly gonna turn in for bed. It's just gone 10 o'clock, and yeah, we're both pretty knackered, and we also want to try and get on the water a little bit earlier tomorrow. You know, the filming and everything takes time. We were just talking about this. You know, what normally takes sort of like 10 minutes takes half an hour, 40 minutes when you're filming. You know, like even just taking down the hammocks and stuff. So yeah, we didn't get going till later than we thought this morning. Yeah, so we're going to try and get going a bit earlier. And we've got to start with this big portage, which is probably the longest.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's quite long. It's a bit flat. It's quite rocky, and then it's downhill down to the lake. But we've got to, we're going to end up doing it probably 3 times again. Once with the canoes, and then back for the other bags and everything. Tomorrow we are heading on to Lake Rogen, which is a big lake, and we're going to paddle around and across over to Norway. Norway's on the other side of the lake, so that's our aim for tomorrow, is to get to the Norwegian border and over, and then we'll be into the river section of the trip, which will be exciting. Yeah, we're not quite sure what to expect. I'm sure some of the sections will be paddleable, but we're certainly not going to be taking any risks. So anything that is a bit dodge we'll be avoiding, and we can always just carry around, so that's no problem. It's been a nice day today. We've had quite a bit of walking as well as paddling. Yeah, that one section which kind of skirted along the side of that lake, that was quite hard work. Yeah, the lunch stop at the end of it was well needed, I can tell you. And this spot here is it's not where we intended to be, but actually it's been pretty nice. It is quite buggy here. We've both put loads and loads of repellent on, but the bugs are about, not just the mosquitoes but also the little midges, the little white ones that you can barely see. Yeah, which just are here in droves, but that's all right. Had a little go at fishing earlier. Didn't have much success, just catching on every boulder that the hook hit. Yeah, so we had a good dinner, and it's been really nice to have the twig stoves. Okay, it wasn't, it's not a proper fire, but we've at least got some warm. Yeah, and we've got some flames, and there's just something about that, a bit warming. Yeah, definitely better than a Trangia burner. That's for sure. Yeah, so tomorrow across to Norway. Good night, folks.